You're listening to an Accent Productions podcast.
Hello, and welcome back to Moody&D.
Yeah.
Where we last left off, we had just finished a short little one-shot about a year after Klaus's leaving with the mysterious lizard folk figure and Ima's death, when a strange figure with a big warhammer appeared in a flash of sparks and dang near got killed twice until the adults interceded and healed him twice.
To be fair, I was gonna try and cast friends to make sure he's telling the truth, but I just got a little out of
Also, just to come clean, I may or may not have read my homunculus wrong and done 10 more damage than I was supposed to.
Oh, dang.
Amazing.
Okay. Well, we can't retcon that.
Nope.
You fell unconscious twice regardless.
It was great. It was great. You upped the power on the homunculus that day, and it just wasn't working.
It
so
just
you had to
wasn't
go
listening
back.
to me.
Yeah.
You just overshot it.
Yeah.
So, we now pick up about 5 months later. Bran has now been in the... Oh, my word. Prof Mac.
It's gotta look
she's-
organized.
Should we
She's taken her player's handbook and using it to perfectly line up her dice.
should we call Moody counseling?
No, it's the best way to play. Your dice look good.
She's
So that-
okay. For those of you who don't know and do follow our Instagram, Prof Mac is our photographer for basically everything. So if you ever see a picture, she took that, which means those are her dice that are in absolutely perfect lines. Mine are extremely disorganized.
Mine are in a pile.
I just piled
Anyway,
mine up.
returning
Okay,
to
yeah.
our story. Returning to our story. They went below the temple, discovered a new room in which an even larger robot than they encountered originally came down and was just smacking them with all its arms, grew a tentacle in a wild magic surge, and they eventually destroyed it turning to ash, and Kizak then playing with the ash and the goo from the tentacle, creating a very uncomfortable paste.
It was very nice.
We're going to pick up now. About 5 months later, Bran has been at the temple. He has been absolutely delighted with the beautiful order and structure that is contained within the temple. It is just a blessing to his lawful mind. And one of the greatest obnoxions to his hammer tour. Obnoxions? That's a new word
I
that
like it.
I don't think it doesn't I don't
It's a
think it
word.
exists, but I love it now.
Obnoxions.
It's one of it's one of his biggest obnoxions, and he and Audra have become maybe not the closest of friends, but they're friendly, at the
friendly,
very
yeah.
least. The leadership trusts him. The leadership has actually entrusted him with a couple smaller tasks throughout the temple. He has been offered access to Surak's workshop and has crafted himself over the time he's been here a lovely little dagger. And we pick up now on the 26th of the month of Koja Tempest, which everybody knows now because Bran came in and introduced the calendar system, and all the lizard folk who are like, hey, we have a way to actually tell what time it is in comparison to the outside world now. We're super excited. You all know that it is the year 871 AC, which stands for After Corruption. Nobody really knows precisely what After Corruption means except for you, Audra.
Oh,
Because you have access to all the books that Khazarash owned. And Khazarash, in his books, wrote and explained that essentially what was going on at a certain point in time was there were a series of, shall we call them fiends, not necessarily a demon or anything like that, but some great large, powerful entity that, by its very essence, could claw holes into space in front of themselves and tear open the planes, which resulted in what you can see in the sky of Dakaya, massive holes in the sky, almost as though you took a hammer and you smashed it into a mirror. It almost looks like what the sky is, and then in the direct part where a hammer would have smashed and a couple other pieces, you can see skies of other planes from where you are on the prime material plane. And you get this much information, Audra, from that book. And you're also able to discover a little bit more information about Kazarash that I probably should have told you earlier, but now you get it. Kazarash was part of a group of people who actually intentioned to destroy these creatures. There were about, I think the official number is 25. There were 25 of them in the original creation, and they eliminated all but 4 of them. The other 4 could not be found.
There were 25 fiends?
25 of these particular fiends.
Okay.
So these particular fiends, they were termed dimension renders. And there were about 25. All but 4 were eliminated. And that is what Kazarash declares to be the quote-unquote corruption, is when those fiends actually started tearing apart the planes, and he and a couple of his friends had to step in order to prevent them from rending the planes apart entirely. So we pick up, after that really long explanation of the time system, we pick up the month of Koja Tempest, 26th day in 871 AC. Audra, where are you on this day?
Audra is down in her secret hiding place of Kazarash's
Specifically
library. Study. Just reading over old spells, trying to hone the bit of magic that she's learned over this time.
Yeah. Bran, where are you?
I would say likely hammering away at something in Surak's workshop.
Okay. Audra, on this particular day, you're reading through these books. It's quiet. There's not been much sound in this part of the temple, in this dungeon underneath, since you came down here the first time. The one constant that has always remained has been the just little drip of water.
That's still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
From the space in between where the stone of the temple of that basement meets the rock, just some underground river that must be running somewhere nearby. Just drip, drip, drip. Make a perception check for me.
Perception.
Yeah.
17.
Okay. You notice a new sound. Footsteps of something you haven't heard in a very long time. Make a history check for me. Yeah, history.
19.
You remember these boots. You remember the first day they came into the temple.
And what you also hear
No! No! Darn it!
is a silent humming.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Why? Okay. All right.
I hate you, and I wasn't even in last campaign.
And behind you, in the door, appears a very familiar silhouette. He turns the corner of the door. Purple skin, black eyes, dressed in a white shirt, black pants, and what seems like a kind of silky-looking blue robe. Probably not silk, but kind of looks like that. And his big hat, and an even bigger green feather coming from it.
Yep.
He turns the corner, his black eyes staring at you with a smile.
You notice around his neck an amulet. You're not wearing it? Okay.
I mean, it's tugged under
Okay.
under my shirt, under my armor.
You would notice a chain though around the neck.
Yeah, like right here.
What are you doing here?
I
And
s-
as she says this, she's just pulling out a dagger.
Yeah, yeah,
Just-
absolutely.
I see you've become quite formidable, little lizard.
You have some nerve showing up here after all this time.
His hands are in the air and he says, I have done nothing wrong so far.
Give me one reason why I shouldn't kill you right now.
He just kind of shrugs and he says, I do not have a reason for you. Go ahead, show me what you have, and I'll give you an inspiration.
You have an inspiration die, which at this level is what?
A d6 still.
Okay, d6.
Level 5 is the 8.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's cold.
Audrey, you have an inspiration die. Should you wish it?
Okay.
I have a message for you and your people in your temple that I believe would be quite interesting, especially for you. I have something to offer you that no one else can offer you. And I'm going to take a step forward.
She's gonna raise her dagger.
He's going
Stop
to take
right
another
there.
step forward.
Okay, I'm gonna
How far
In
apart
this-
are we at this point?
You are about. If you took 2 more steps, you would be, right about in front
Okay.
of her.
okay. As he's walking forward, you can like see the conflict. Because she wants to kill you. But in the year, she has been training and trying to be better. So instead, she's
Anger
gonna-
management.
trying.
Group lizard folk set therapy.
Look. D&D is just disguised therapy. That's
Oh,
what. that's just-
100%.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
I could kill you right now,
He takes
but I won't
another-
do it without the permission of my people. And instead, I'm gonna cast Charm Person to like drag him upstairs. I don't know.
Yeah, you cast Charm Person.
Honestly,
Do you?
you just succeed.
Okay. great.
Yeah.
You can tell he is completely not hostile towards you.
Yeah. There's.
Okay.
There's.
He
There's,
takes another step forward.
there's
Okay.
no. There's no more friendly he could be. Like
I
that's.
still don't trust
Yeah,
it.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying though, you cast Charm Person, you know it works, and nothing changed about him.
Okay. Let's go upstairs.
Of course. Let's go.
She's gonna wait for you to turn around and just keep her dagger up and walk behind you.
Okay.
Whole time.
He's going to turn around, his hands the entire time in the air, his rings cluttering in the air as he walks.
You still
And it-
have one of his rings, I believe.
No, I gave
believe
them
you
both back.
She gave
No,
them back.
I don't
Yeah.
think I took him.
No,
I don't-
you took the rings. I gave you
She
rings
didn't
and
take
gold.
the gold.
Okay.
That's right.
The only reason I know is because I just re-listened to that episode.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because I gotta remember what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got his rings back. The minute we because it was stairs going
Yeah.
down, right?
Yep.
The minute we get towards the top, she just starts yelling for the leadership.
Yes, you start yelling for Migosk and Urthej and
There's all of them.
Would I have heard
And
this at this point?
I'm gonna walk him towards
Yes.
Surak's workshop because that's the only blocked off-ish area.
yeah. So you actually wouldn't hear it over the pounding of your hammer,
Okay.
but you would notice very shortly a purple tiefling is brought into the space that you are quite aware of. And have you ever described Klaus to Bran, Audra?
I think so. I don't talk about him
I
often,
heard-
but I feel
I was
like
gonna
even
say in the
within the
conversation,
world.
I heard purple tiefling thrown around a
Yeah.
couple
Yeah.
times. In the
Yeah,
first
you
one.
did.
And Klaus.
And I would
Yeah.
figure
Klaus,
throughout
so-
the
Yep.
year.
Probably would have
Yeah.
mixed some stuff up.
And the predominant opinion that you would have, especially regarding, the perspective of the rest of the temple, is that, and this is what the temple believes, that Klaus killed Ima.
Mhm.
That is the perspective that is held by the entirety of the temple. That is what they believe. That is what they, except for the leadership, which knows a
Mhm.
few more details.
Right.
So the only people who know any better are Urthej, Rashik, Migosk, and Ark, unless you informed Surak of greater details.
Surak is
I
not
think
in
so
the
because
leadership?
he
He
created
created.
Ima. I would have
Yeah.
told him the truth as well. But
Okay.
other than that,
Yep.
So, as this purple tiefling walks in, who I'm guessing I know who it is,
You would
I
assume
wouldn't
that
see Audra behind him, right?
not yet.
Okay.
You would assume that this is the tiefling who murdered what you knew to be Audra's best friend. You never knew him, but
Right.
every single story you hear makes him depicted out to be Audra's best friend who was killed by a purple tiefling.
Right. So at this point, like, I'm holding not Tor, but a blacksmith's hammer, and just like pounding away, sleeves rolled up, leather apron on, just like ready to go. And I just see this out of the corner of my eye, and I turn around and I'm gonna throw the hammer, just like full blown, just like
wow.
whip this like 5-pound hammer right in his face.
Go ahead and make an
Okay.
attack roll. For this, we'll use the I think it's the throwing hammer stats from Player's Handbook.
All right.
We have them just sort of sitting around the table. I don't know what the exact page is, but I know on the PDF version I have of it, it's page 140, which I think...
Same.
I don't think it's going to be the same.
I have an equipments tab on my thing.
Oh.
Because yeah, I put nice little sticky notes on all the important sections
I
of
can also
my
just look it up.
book. One more page.
Yep.
There you go. It should be under simple melee weapons.
I can't believe you showed back up.
Light hammer.
He's got a plan.
2060.
26.
Yeah. Yep. All right. What does it do? A D6 damage? Awesome.
As I could.
D4. Okay. So go ahead and roll an attack roll because you're using your strength to do this. This is not your packed weapon.
Oh, that's bad.
Or actually, because it's thrown, you could use your dex too.
Oh, cool.
So-
Cool. That's a little better.
And you are proficient with it. Because How did that happen?
I missed. I totally missed. I'll take it, but so wait, I'm proficient. So
You're
that's,
proficient, so it's dex plus proficiency.
Oh, that's a 21 to hit. I'll take it.
Oh, yeah, that definitely hits.
Yeah, no, that's going to hit. So go ahead and roll a d4 at your dex.
Dex, so 3 points of damage. Because
Okay.
hammers don't do much damage.
Yeah. You take 3 points of damage as you are hit in the head with a hammer.
Yeah, it just kind of hits my horn, and
yeah.
my demeanor does not change.
Yeah.
Bran!
Except that charm person stops working.
Darn
Yes,
it, it
that's
does.
true. Charm
Shoot.
person
Yep.
stops working. Not that it had changed your demeanor. in
Not
the
that
first
it
place.
changed anything. Yeah.
Bran, what are you doing?
Also, I'm like 5'6", 5'7".
Right,
Yeah.
so yeah, but I wouldn't. Well, I guess I would hear you at this point.
Yeah,
but
because she speaks up.
Because I'm definitely hiding behind him.
Well,
Yeah.
everybody
ha-
said the tiefling was bad, so I saw the tiefling and threw a hammer. What do you want?
I will see him,
Yeah.
a human, and for a split second, my entire demeanor will change.
Okay.
I will like stiffen up, and then I'm gonna
Yep.
loosen up again.
Uh-huh.
Tell me when a round of combat has like.
The round of
technically-
combat is done.
All right, so at this point, Tor just like appears in my hand, and
Yep.
it's just like big warhammer. Like I don't know what's going on, but
You hear in your head, "Let's go!" And like if a sentient warhammer could be shaking with excitement, he would be.
Amazing. Listen, he is bad, but I'm the one who gets to kill him.
all right, sounds good. I don't want to take.
I'm waiting for
Okay.
leadership. He just showed up out of nowhere. Don't.
I have a proposition for I'm not talking to you. For everyone, but especially for you, little lizard.
I have nothing to say to you, and you will keep your mouth shut until the leadership gets here.
Whatever you say.
About 30 more seconds pass. It's not a very large temple. Irthej immediately rushes in. Migos quickly following after. Arik is immediately in the door after Migos, and then Rashik is standing in the door, and Surak is following shortly thereafter. He had left because the clang and the bang of the hammer was just not a desirable sound to be around all the time.
Sorry.
And he runs in, and Irthej immediately upon seeing Klaus takes in the situation. Sees that Klaus has his hands in the air.
As soon as they come in, Audra's gonna step back.
Yep.
And she's just like shaking with anger, but
Yeah.
like
Okay.
puts her hands up to let him know, like, I didn't do
Yeah.
anything. I'm trying.
Rashik comes over to you. Gets down on your eye level. This is the female druid who leads the harvesters. And she just looks in your eyes and says to you, "Do you need anything at all? Can I help?"
No, I don't know what I need right now. I need to, I just want to kill him. Okay.
I know.
Just,
Breathe.
oh, okay.
We're going to figure this out. We're going to figure it out.
Okay.
Urthesh turns to you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is a surprise.
It is nice to see all of you again. I have returned to you.
Knowing what I know about you, given your history, given the way we have interacted with you in the past, I hope you will appreciate the fact that I am a little bit hesitant, but will not attack you immediately,
Of course.
and am not immediately hostile to you.
I would not expect anything less of you. And I'm gonna cast Kinetic Jot. I'm
Okay.
just gonna kind of snap my fingers, and you all can see how kind of my figure, the edges of my person start kind of like shimmering,
Okay.
but nothing else happens.
Yes.
So
Upon-
I'm gonna take like a step backwards, kind of like half turning so that I
Yeah.
can see everybody. Migos was talking to me, right?
Urthesh.
Urthesh.
Urthesh is the big leader.
The big leader,
Migos
yeah,
is
yeah.
the militia guy.
Yeah, so I'm going to turn to Urthesh, but also kind of addressing everybody, and I say, I understand that you might have a lot of things to say about me that you might think, but have you ever considered the other part of the story? And I take another kind of step, and I start walking, because how is the room situated exactly?
So
I'm guessing
there's-
everybody's by the
Everybody's like right by the door right now. There are a couple tables. Then Bran is at the far. So if this is the door, like in the upper right-hand corner of a room, if you're looking at it on a map, there is the major workbench on the far left side, and then in the bottom right-hand corner is the forge. Because Surak, while he does some forging, it's not his primary form of work. It's mostly technological work, and so that's why he has a larger workbench and a smaller forge. He uses the forge more for creating like small, intricate metal pieces, or a couple stone pieces. And the forge has been particularly expanded since Bran showed up. And you would note that because you spent some time in Surak's workshop.
So I'm just kind of gonna start pacing very slowly, taking every step very slowly around the room. And I'm gonna say, I'm sure you've heard many terrible things about me, as many
that wasn't true.
as many people have. And I'm not gonna say that I've done much to earn your favor, but truthfully, neither have you. Mocking me, but that's not why I'm here. I trust you, and I'm turning to the leadership.
Yep.
But have you ever considered the other part? The one who stands among you as one of your own.
What are you talking about?
Do you think she had no part in this? Do you think that I could have trusted her? Stealing from me?
Adra?
Making sure that I am the one who takes damage? Who wakes up to be unconscious? I see her running around the dungeon with nobody looking. And I'm not sure if in the last confrontation, which I don't even know if you know about.
We know something.
They know everything.
Let me guess, everybody in the temple believes I killed Ima. When in truth, that is not it. But, again, this is not why I'm here.
We do not, but we, in this room, aside from, I suppose you should know the truth, Bran, he did not kill Ima.
I mean, okay. I guess I mean, I
So-
never knew the guy, but I
Yeah.
guess I'd be more surprised, but this is all happening.
Yeah.
At this point,
We
I
are-
will, like in my head, say to Tor, I don't know why I'm asking you this. What do you think about this guy?
I mean, it's kind of hard to tell right now. He seems shifty. Not sure whether I trust him all that much, but he hasn't said anything that I'm entirely opposed to yet.
So because the hammer is not said smash now, that's like the last thing I needed to not smash now. kind of
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Like, I was pretty sure, but now that the hammer's like, yeah, that means probably not a good idea.
Leadership, specifically Earthage, turns to you and says, "We know that you did not kill him. We do not blame you for his death."
I do.
Then what do you blame me for? Because Adra does not know my motivation. Why do you think I have returned? Why do you think I went with the lizard folk?
I do not
I
know.
hate him just as much as you do.
Deception check or persuasion check, do not tell me which.
18.
Okay. Continue. If you hate him, why did you go with him?
Because he was stronger. Because I could learn from him, and because I wanted revenge. And then at this point, I'm going to turn to you. And I'm going to start slowly walking towards you.
Stay away from me.
Rashik immediately gets in between the two of you.
Okay? I say, have I done anything to harm you so far? I just want to talk to the little lizard.
Rashik looks at you and says, "You have not done anything to harm so far, but you must understand that the way you carry yourself is intimidating and very, very, very suspicious."
When have you not thought of me as suspicious?
I have always thought of you as suspicious.
There you go. Is it my fault that I seem intimidating and suspicious to you? Or is it really just your perception of me? And at that point, I'm kind of going to turn.
She grabs your attention again.
Okay.
You need to understand that communicating is a two-way street.
Mm-hmm.
I perceive of you. You also communicate to me in everything you do. Universally, you are perceived as suspicious. You need to understand that in some situations, maybe it's not everybody else's perception that is the problem.
Maybe it is not. Maybe it is.
Are we going to entertain this any longer? Can I just kill him now?
No.
Wait, little lizard. Do you not want to know why I'm here?
You have still not
At this
told
point,
us why
Bran
you're
is
not
just
here.
like, that's it. What do you want?
I'm gonna. Okay. At this point, I'm gonna look Adra straight in the eyes, and again, this time I'm not. This time, his hand is going to very slowly reach down his neck,
Okay.
touching his chest, and in the middle of the room appears the black lizard folk. In one hand holding Ima's heart, and the other hand, Ima's hand. Like when he appears, kind of just like this black smoke comes up and forms his person, and he just stands there.
Does it look like an illusion or does it look real?
You can tell that it's an illusion.
You are heavily acquainted with illusion magic. You know that this is not real. You are aware that this is a picture he has conjured.
And I'm gonna say, I am
know that.
Arcana check.
not an Arcana check, a Wisdom saving throw.
No. This would be actually it'd be an investigation check. Wisdom saving throw, unless so.
That's like it says in the spell. I'm casting minor illusion.
Yes, it should say investigation check to perceive illusions.
Is it? Wait, let me maybe.
Last I checked,
Well,
any illusion is investigation.
I
check.
rolled a nat 20, so I think I'll be
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
Either way,
regardless.
Yeah, you know that it's a spell.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, you know that this is arcane, but I personally just want to check.
So
because
the words of a spell were on Bran's lips, but then he's like, never mind.
Also, the minute that lizard appears, like
Successful investigation. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're allowed.
physically,
I thought it was
The
a
anger
wisdom
management
DC.
counseling only goes so far.
Yeah.
So,
So you see this black and red lizard folk, which you had maybe 5 minutes of interaction with, but they were 5 of the most important minutes in your life so far.
and then I'm gonna snap my fingers, and he's gonna kind of not explode, but just kind of vanish, like poof, out of existence. And Klaus is gonna say, "I'm here to offer revenge.
What do
His
you
life,
mean?
his life, for mine. I know where he is. I've spent 2 years with him. I know his weaknesses. I know everything there is to know about him. What do you think I did for those 2 years? His life means nothing to me. Even more, I hate him, but I have not been able to kill him, and therefore I am here to offer you this."
You guys are more than welcome to
Say,
roll
can I-
insight
yeah.
checks.
Yes,
More
yes.
than
Can I roll?
welcome to.
Can I roll
Insight
deception
that.
again?
Either deception,
deception,
either
persuasion.
deception or persuasion. Don't tell us which.
Okay.
Perception, you said?
No. You're rolling insight.
Insight.
Oh, that's a 9.
18.
18.
Okay. You technically beat his roll. You have to tell her the truth if there's anything different from what you said.
Nope.
Everything he said was the truth. And you believe him. You actually believe that he told the truth there.
I know.
I can lead you to him, and he is currently weakened because just before I left, I made sure to leave him a surprise. And like when I smile, these like just razor sharp teeth show like my smile.
Klaus, you are aware that you left him about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So he has had some time to recover, but much of his domain, if any of it remains, has been altered or destroyed.
I want to know everything.
I burned.
Rachel, outside the story. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, back in. Sorry. What did you do?
I burnt down his workshop. Let's just say that I have always been very keen with fire.
Bran, something about that whole sentence just upset Bran just a little bit. So the hand is tightened on the hammer just a little bit, just like less trusting at this moment.
Can we smash him? Can we?
Well, it's too late now. We're kind of talking to him in my head, of course.
Dang it!
All right, Audra's gonna look over at the leadership like Arthej and Radshik and just... Do you believe him?
Yes. I do not want to believe him because it is not a delightful story to hear, but it seems truthful.
Then I have to go.
You are more than welcome to. This is yours to take.
I only have one request of you. Not a big one. Once we get to Kuza, which is the lizard's name, you can deal the last blow, but I want the kill.
We'll make that decision when we get there.
Very well.
And if you do anything to try and double-cross us, I will not hesitate to kill you.
When have I double-crossed you except at the moment when Ima was dead?
That was the most important moment.
It was
It
not.
was there that you showed your true colors.
It was the entire journey where you showed your true colors. And they were quite deceptive.
I don't know what you're talking... Listen. It was my first time out. The world... I explored some of the world.
Well, then
And-
prove yourself to me now, little lizard. Show me that
She's
you
gonna throw her dagger at him.
You can use your inspiration dice for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that inspiration is still there.
Oh, good, because that was a 3.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, then you're not
You're
gonna.
not hitting.
5. Wait, with the 10?
Okay, can I do a sleight of hands to try to catch the dagger? She's standing like 2 feet in front of me, and there's another person in between us.
Here's the thing.
Oh, that's
That's
true.
actually a monk ability. So here's what I'll say.
Okay,
You can make a sleight of hand check to try and catch the dagger, but the sleight of hand check will be at disadvantage.
okay, that's
because
fine.
you are trying to replicate another class ability.
Yeah, that's fine. I just
Well, if that was a...
actually, you know what? I'm gonna step into the line of the dagger. Can I give her an advantage on the attack roll?
Yes. Yes, you can.
You're taking the help action to help somebody
Yes.
stab you, and I love it.
Well, that was a natural 1, so either...
Oh, no.
Okay. Yep.
Clearly,
So
this
you-
dagger is not meant to hit you.
You see her getting ready to throw the dagger, and you just try to step in the way of the dagger, and it still just flies past your head. In her anger, she cannot concentrate clear enough to even hit you with your help.
So, I'm just gonna stand there, still hands raised in the air.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna kind of walk around. Who was it that stood in front of me?
Rashik.
I'm gonna walk around Rashik so that I'm facing. So I'm standing right in front of you, facing down at you. And I'm gonna say, "What say, little lizard?"
Moody&D.
I already know where you were going with that.
Yep.
3 tiles. Let's add another one to the counter. Oh, that's my favorite part of this show. Is the Moody. We can't say that because it's Moody counter.
Yep. Let's kill this guy.
Let us go.
All right.
At this point, Bran is going to be like, "Hey, where's Kizak, by the way?" Just because I want Christian to have to roleplay 2 characters.
I'm okay with that.
Surak goes, Kizak is currently out washing his little homunculus bowl.
And we cut like in a movie
Yes.
to Kizak outside of the temple with like this little stream of water falling down from the like a broken temple wall from the rain.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of sitting there and just like singing to himself, "Washy, washy, washy." Who's a good little homunculus? The homunculus was kind of shaking his hands.
Yeah, I was going to say it shoots out a spurt of vanilla.
Oh no, right, I forgot about that.
Still his goggles on, so he thinks that the homunculus is way closer than it actually is.
Yeah. It's actually sitting on the ground and you just
Amazing.
Oh god.
Cuts back.
and we cut back.
Cut back.
Um
All right. She's gonna look at the leadership. I'm going, but I don't trust myself to go with him alone.
Urthaj looks over at Bran. I totally agree. If you would be so kind. I hate to ask you to do this, but you are a...
Bran will just stop him half sentence. He's like, "I mean, yeah, sure, why not? Even I was getting a little bored, and I'm not somebody who typically gets bored, so."
As he starts talking, you can tell by like Klaus's hands and kind of his neck and face, there's just this like blue purge that goes through him when he starts talking.
Yeah.
Blue?
Like light blue, like this kind of light blue wave, because Levistus, bloodline of Levistus.
Yes.
So it's just kind of like this blue surge of...
Yeah.
Will Bran notice that?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually make a perception check. Unless you're
Would I
passive
notice that
perception.
because he's close?
You're
you'd
closer.
see
You
it
would
just kind
Okay.
of go
you would
through
see
him.
it.
Yeah.
That is.
You can make an
a-
insight check if you want.
That's a 19.
Yeah, you see it. You can make an insight check if you want to try and determine what that is.
15.
What you tell me what she would be able to determine with a 15.
And an
You
8, so probably-
Okay. You can tell that I react to you talking. You can tell that I don't like him.
Okay.
As that's happening,
Or that I'm just kind of not comfortable in
Mhm.
with him present.
Okay.
as that's happening, and Bran notices a little bit of the body language, he's just going to take the hammer in one hand and just walk up to Klaus and get to the point where he is just towering over and looking directly down,
Yeah.
and just say, "You cross us. I don't totally control what this thing does."
Not at all.
And actually, I'll put the butt of the hammer on him so he can hear Tor talk.
Okay.
Hi.
And just like, "You cross us," I let him go. And then I'm just going to walk away.
No. Sorry. No. But as you're talking, Klaus is going to whip around, look you straight in the face. Just, you can't tell much because his eyes are completely black, but it looks like they're just filled with rage. And he's going to look at you and he's going to say, "Don't address me ever again."
Can I address you?
Sure. I'm going to say that in my mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Audra's gonna
Cool.
look and see Klaus's body language and then look at Bran. This should be fun.
I have never run a game without in-party fighting. It's like a staple of being a part of my games, it seems. Like, all of my parties can attest to this. There's always in-party fighting. It's like, it's healthy in-party fighting, but it's still
not
in-party.
fighting. It's just we mutually hate each other.
Yeah. Or, you know,
on the same
you
page.
knock out the new guy twice.
Some parties have love triangles. We have anger triangles.
100%.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, last arc was a love triangle, kind of. Keep going.
Everybody loved Ima.
That's true.
It's true. It's fair. It was Twilight. Just Ima was, yeah.
As someone who loves Twilight, I'm a little offended, but also really proud of it.
I feel like that is a better description of. We could not find a better description of last arc. Ima was even the one grunting half the time.
Yes.
I love this show.
Amazing.
If my sister hears that I mentioned Twilight, I'll never hear the end of it because I complained every time she watched it.
Oh, I believe it.
Listen, it's an excellent series.
Yes,
And
we
by
know.
excellent, I mean terrible.
Pat. It's okay.
Back in.
I love how you say pat, 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 and wave your hand in the air.
Because I'm patting her.
That's like petting. This is patting.
Yeah, this is petting like good doggy.
It's. I woke up at 6 after 2 hours of sleep.
That's
Hey,
fair.
there you
That's
go.
fair.
Who's the leader of the lizard folk?
Earthedge.
Earthedge. And I'm gonna walk up to Earthedge and the druid lady.
Rashik.
Rashik, and I'm just gonna look at both of them and say, so, can I kill him if he crosses us?
If at any point he brings clearly intentional damage to either you or Adra, you are permitted to attempt to subdue him. I do not want you to kill him, because we do not like to kill people. It's a bad thing to do.
Audra's just gonna look around him and be mouthing, "Oh, we're killing him."
Can I hear any of that?
No, that was a mouth.
So you can make a perception check to try and see her mouth.
Looking-
Never mind.
No, you don't see it.
Looking at them, they would probably know Bran well enough at this point to know that he's gonna be all right, cool, I'll respect that.
Yeah.
I'll bring it. So then he'll just look at them and be all right, if he crosses us, I'll bring him back. He'll be tied up, but I'll bring him back.
That is
Maybe.
perfectly fine.
As long as Audra doesn't go.
Perfectly fine.
I've traveled for quite a while today. How about we take a rest before we venture out?
We leave at the first light, and she just walks out of the room.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I set up camp in Surak's shop?
Bran is going to see him attempting to do that, dispels Tor, and just picks up the hammer and goes right back to the anvil. Never got out of blacksmith mode, is
Love
just
it.
automatically picking up the project he was working on and just hammering away.
And you see Klaus pick up a bunch of just loose metal and just putting it around the corner and just these really weird patterns. He will find some glass bottles,
Yep.
put them on the floor and just different things, and he will sitting up in the corner, face to the corner, and just close his eyes, fall asleep
Instantaneously.
Wow.
Upon you doing that, Surak walks over to you. Keep a close eye on him. I trust that he will not be problematic for us at the moment. I cannot swear so for the future. Just watch him for me, please.
I can do that.
Thank you.
Why did I go southern there? Ah!
That's okay. My accent's been all over the place today.
Southern accents are one of the most fun things in the universe. It is absolutely my favorite. All my
Prospector Jenkins.
Amazing.
we're just gonna do the whole. That's the next campaign. Is just we're
Grand
gonna,
serving to death.
Yep. Yeah. All right.
Once people have cleared out, I think
Yeah.
Audra's gonna go find Rashik.
Rashik. Yeah. It's Rashik. H. That's a new letter.
Hich.
Shik. Rashik.
Thank you for earlier.
Yeah.
Do you have any more of those healing herbs we can take with us?
Yes, we will supply.
Don't worry, I have cure wounds now.
She gives you 5 healing herbs.
Okay.
And she also gives you 3 of another herb. she explains to you, this will help you calm or maintain your frustration, stress, anxiety, things of that nature, should you need it. You have 3 herbs.
Okay.
Upon consuming one, you gain the effects of a calm emotion spell.
Okay.
So that'll reduce angers, frustrations, anything in the form of anxiety, stresses, anything that if Audra looks at it and is like, okay, I need something to help manage this because I don't want to do something I'm going to regret, you've got 3 of those.
Okay, cool. Sorry, real quick. Before
no, you're good.
If I kill him, will it be okay? Can I come back?
You will be able to come back.
You don't think I should kill him?
I don't think you should, no. While he is one of the most strange, suspicious, and apparently, like, you would look at him and think he's evil. That is a natural assumption, given his body language, tones, insinuations, everything he communicates naturally would lead anybody to think he is evil. But strangely, in a way that I cannot explain, he seems to be honest and at the moment does not seem to have inherently destructive intentions. I believe he wants to give you revenge. I don't want you to have revenge. I want you to avenge Ima. It is different.
Okay. I'll try.
I know you will. I believe you will.
Question for the DM.
Yeah.
In the process of this year, because I should have asked you this before,
Yeah.
would I have been able to have made any healing potions with my herbalism kit?
Oh, that's right. You do have that.
I do have that.
Not only are you able to make healing potions, but you, being proficient with herbalism kits, have been able to do something with the naturally healing herbs and actually create 2 greater healing potions.
Ooh. I guess I'm going to be casting Cure Wounds on myself.
There you go.
Because I ain't getting my hands on none of that.
Yeah. So you were able to take the naturally healing effects of the herbs, which would normally heal a 2d4 plus 2, and you have been able to boost that to 4d4 plus 4, which is what a greater healing potion does. And you have 2 of those. And then Audra's got 5 of the herbs.
Cool.
So.
I honestly remembered because you said cure wounds. I'm like, wait, crap. If the only person curing here is him,
Yeah.
and she's got 5, we need something else here.
Yeah, totally.
Is there a medicine kit anywhere around that I could grab?
Not one that you would be proficient with.
That is true. I am not proficient with medicine kits, but I do have medicine proficiency.
Yeah, so medicine proficiency
It's just like the stabilized people.
Right.
Okay.
Well, so the medicine kit is actually the thing that allows you to stabilize people.
Okay.
Because so a medicine check, essentially, if someone goes unconscious and you want to make a medicine check to try and stabilize them, typically you would need a medicine kit or a healer's kit. Because of the fact that you have proficiency in medicine, what I would do is I would increase the DC and allow you to make a medicine check unaided by any actual medical tools, but you are not proficient with a healer's kit, and on top of that, there is not a kind of healer's kit that you would be familiar with even within the temple.
Okay, that makes sense. Just thought I'd ask.
Yeah.
Also, should have asked you this before, but would I have learned Draconic by now?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Draconic.
Would Bran have picked up passable, like high DC Draconic kind of thing?
You've been there. Did you want to put time into it?
Probably not, actually. If they speak common, he probably wouldn't have bothered.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Here's how we'll play it. You understand Draconic. You cannot speak Draconic.
Cool.
Because there are parts of the, like it's almost trying to get, I have a lot of professors in the music department who are Korean, and their language does not naturally contain a lot of English sounds, and so it's difficult for them to speak it. And so it's sort of like that, where if you spoke it, you would have a very, very heavy accent, and it would make you hard to understand. So you effectively understand Draconic extremely well, because you've been there for a year and a half, and it's not like people just only talk in common.
Also, a lot of the common folk will probably be talking Draconic to each other.
Say again?
A lot of the common folk in the temple would
Yes,
probably
the
be
common
talking.
folk
Right.
commonly speak Draconic. And so you would be acquainted with Draconic to the point where you could understand it, but not to the point where you would be able to speak it very clearly.
Okay, cool. Anyways,
All right.
at some point, Bran will go back to his room or whatever, and
There are no rooms. This is a...
Just
right,
open,
yeah.
Open air.
Bran will find somewhere to go take a rest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you all for tuning in and joining us this week. Moody&D streams live on XN Radio every Saturday at 2 p.m. CST, and the podcast can be found on both Apple and Spotify starting the following Monday at 10 a.m. CST. If you missed part of our live episode or just want to listen to the episode again, we'd love to see you over there. You can also find us on Instagram at Moody_N_D. Again, that's the @ symbol, Moody _ the letter N _ and then the letter D. That's all for this week, friends. We love you, and we'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye.